everybody. You are in Stephanie's Kitchen. I'm back to show you another recipe. Thank you all for coming. I always appreciate that. Please keep liking, subscribing, and sharing. But today, I am going to do a pork chop video. It's baked, but it's not really baked. It's a little bit fried, but baked. I don't usually do fried pork chops too much, but my brother wanted some pork chops with gravy, smothered pork chop. So I'm going to do this recipe for my brother. Okay, guys, hold on. I'll show you what else is coming on. Here's the ingredients I'm going to use. I'm going to use a little of this Maggi Polo, some sage, Spain spice, garlic and herb Spain spice, some red onion powder. I'm going to use some thyme, some garlic powder. I'm going to use some onion powder. I'm going to use some of this browning once I make the gravy. Use some of this garlic and onion. It has salt and pepper in it, a little bit of that. Bouillon for the gravy, part of the gravy. And I'm going to make 2 onions. And when I fry it up, this is the pan that I'm frying it in. I fried some sausage this morning, so this is the same, the remnants of the sausage that I had from this morning. This and some vegetable oil is going in, and you will see what I do next. Okay, guys, these are the pork chops right here. These are thin cut pork chops. They're not real thick. They're thin cut with the bone pork chop. So I'm going to just season them first. I'm going to use a little onion powder. I'm going to use a little thyme. I'm going to use a little bit of Spain spice, garlic and herb. Some regular onion powder. Some onion powder. I use red onion powder, and I'm going to use this onion powder. Granulated garlic powder. And I'm going to use some of this garlic and onion, black pepper, and sea salt. Just a little. I mean, it has some salt in it, so I got to be careful with the salt. Okay, guys, I'm back at the stove now, and I have my pan that I showed you is on the fire, and I'm going to add some vegetable oil to the pan and let it get hot. So we got to wait for it to get hot. That, I believe, is going to be enough for me. I don't want too much oil in mine because I really don't. I don't like frying up food. Okay, so I put a pinch of flour in the oil, and then when it starts bubbling like that, it's ready. Okay, and I am not going to flour the pork chops. They're going in just like that. And these pork chops, there you go. Nice, you hear that? All we doing is just browning these pork chops. That's it. Not doing nothing else. They're not getting totally cooked. See the color on it? I just wanted to get a brown color. That's it. Sometimes your frying pan is just not cooking even all the way. So you may have to turn it over again. I might. But I just want my brown color. I want it to be this color, brown. And I forgot to tell you guys that I put sage on my meat that you didn't see, but the sage went on also. Okay guys, this is the last pork chop that's in the pan. And you see I like it brown. See the color brown as they are. I want it brown. That's what I want. It's not done, but it's just brown. So I just want you guys to know that's what you do. And I got this recipe from, or inspired definitely this recipe from Raymac's Kitchen and Grill, and he's great. So I watch him a lot, and I come up with my own ideas from him, and we all do this, I think, for our YouTube channels. But he made this several years ago, and I thought, you know what, I could do a little different, but I like that idea, so that's why I'm making this. Well, that's where I got the inspiration for doing this from. Now you see all this grease in here. I ain't gonna use all this grease. Too much grease. I'm gonna discard this grease, most of it, and then I'll go back to the next step and show you what I'm gonna do. All right, hold on. All right, so I poured most of this grease out. I'm just not dealing with a whole bunch of grease. I have some flour right here, all-purpose flour, and I'm going to put some of it in here. I'd say, I don't know, let's say about, I'm gonna do about maybe 3 or 4 big tablespoons in here. Let's try about this. Okay. We need to make the roux. I'm trying to make the roux here, and that's why I put this on. I'm gonna turn this back on, and I'm gonna just get this roux together here. That's what I'm doing. Also, I'm going to put a little butter in. So there, I'm going to put some butter in it. Guys, that's how I cook. I improvise as I go along. And I think if it needs something else, I add it. So, that's how you guys got to cook. So let me put a little bit more butter. Add a little more butter to it. And I am cooking the flour right now. I'm cooking it down. Just like my mom would do, really. That's what she would do. And this way, I'm getting all of those bits of sausage and flavoring that was in the bottom of this pan. Now it's going into this gravy. I'm going to add is some chicken broth. This is better than bouillon. I'm going to throw it in here. That is about 2 cups of better than bouillon. And I'm probably going to add more water. But I just want to get this together, start to make my nice little gravy here. All of these onions, they all go in there. And this definitely needs more liquid because it's too thick. And then you can see that right here. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna add more liquid. But right now, I just want this to cook down a little bit. I want it to get right. I cook it down a little bit. I am actually going to add more water. Right now. So we're going to let this cook for a bit. Let it cook down. Let it get right. This will be gravy. And I'm also going to season this some more as it's still cooking right here. I just wanted to get my onions up in here. Because what is gravy without onions? What's season it? Season it good. Especially with things that don't really have too much salt. Put that in there, some garlic powder. I'm going to put a little bit more of this. I'm going to put this Maggi Polo in here. I'm going to give it I don't know, maybe this much. This is salty, so I don't want to put way too much in here. Make this into gravy. You see how light the gravy is? Well, I'm going to use Raymac's trick, and I'm going to put some browning in here. Some Jamaican browning in here to get it a little more brown color. Just to give it some color, really. And I'm also going to put more water in after I do that, because this is nice and thick. As gravy is supposed to be, but I want it a little looser. So, and it will get thick anyway once I put it in the oven. So I'll just do it this way. Let me put some color in here. I'm going to put a little of this in it, give it a little color. That's more than enough. That's more than enough. I know that will turn it to a nice dark color. This thing is just about ready to go in the oven. My oven is on 350. I'm going to stick it in the oven for an hour or so. Let it just bake down with the gravy. And then we're going to eat. Then we're going to have some pork chops for dinner with some rice. And we got more water. If you really need to, and you want to add some more water in it after you get it in the baking pan, you can do that. Because it's going to thicken up while it's in the oven anyway. So you can add more water even there if you need to. And then you want to. Okay, guys. You can see this is all the 8 pork chops. And they're in my nice deep baking pan. So they got a lot of room to play with here. And I'm going to take this gravy. I'm going to pour it all on top of it. That's what I'm going to do. This is where the gravy is going. On top of everything. That's what we're doing. Smells good. Okay, guys, this is all smothered up, all up in the baking pan. Made a little mess on my stove, but that's how you do when you cook. You just clean it up. I am going to add more water into the pan surrounding to help the gravy out a little bit. That's it. I think that'll do it. I think that will do it. All right, now, what we want to do is take this pan, and we need to cover it up tight and stick it in the oven, period. So I got some foil right here. I am going to cover it up. It's heavy duty foil. Let's see. I think I'm going to have to do it like this because it's just so large. And it's going in the oven. It'll be in the oven for about at least an hour. I'll check on it. I'll tell you exactly how long it's been in. but I want it to go nice and get nice and tender. And in an hour or so, we'll be ready to eat dinner. I will be back. All right, guys, I'm back. And this is the smothered pork chops. And it really was in, I kept it in like an hour and a half. But I had to get other things done, so, you know, it just was staying hot. But that's what it looks like, guys. There it goes. It looks delicious. Now I'm going to take some out so you guys can see. Tasted some in it. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. There's one piece of pork chop right there, and plus that little piece that I already ate out of it. I'm going to actually put a little onion gravy on it here. I've got some, I made some cornbread over here. You guys can see the cornbread. And in this bowl, in this pot, there is some, peas. I'm gonna put my peas right here just a little bit. I got some rice right there. Gravy on this. Plenty of gravy, look at that. Plenty. This gravy right on top. A piece of cornbread, which I'm going to put on this plate. And I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to eat. Before I eat, I'm going to take a little taste of this pork chop right here so you can see. I'm going to show you. Comes out really, really nice and tender. And it's so good. I haven't had pork chops in a very long time. And this is good. I'm gonna have to make them a little more often. There's some rice. And a little bit of my peas with it. It's a good Southern meal right here. See, right there? I'm gonna take a thumbnail and I'll be done. But guys, thank you for coming in my kitchen today so I can show you how to make these pork chops, some other pork chops. And I'll have to do them a little more often. All right, guys, I appreciate you coming. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'm out of here.